Hello, and welcome to Conversations with Linda. I'm Linda. Y'all know I love a good conversation, so let's just have one. Chit Chatters, on today's episode, we're talking about dating relationships. Y'all know we love to talk about relationships and especially the dating relationships. I have on my show today one of our all-time favorites, and that's Frank Ray III. We call him Trey. I call him nephew. Hey, nephew.
How you doing?
I'm good. Welcome back.
I'm glad to be back.
I know you're busy, but I love you and my folk love you.
I love you too.
And you know why they love you?
Why is that?
Because you just keep it real.
I try to.
Okay.
That's what I do. I'm frankly speaking for a reason.
Frankly speaking, y'all know that is the name. I like how you did that. That's the name of his show. But I want to talk to you again about the dating relationship. Okay. All right. This is a new season.
Yeah.
We've got new viewers, and they might not have heard you last time. And I'm sure you know some things have happened since.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I got to start right here. Everybody that comes on my show or my chit chatters who, just talk in the chat, they say it's just pee in the water. Pee in the water.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
As far as the dating world, especially in a semi big city but small city at the same time in Memphis.
Okay.
Everybody knows everybody, especially in our community.
Right.
Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's connected to someone who knows you.
That's true.
And so it could seem very small and very constricted.
Okay.
And you know how if you had a lot of children in the water gonna be murky.
Right.
So
right.
It gets like that in the dating scene in Memphis for sure.
Memphis.
I can feel like that. And from what I've heard, it's like that in other places too.
I was getting ready to say, because we got chit chatters all over the country.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's just pee in the water.
Yeah, they try to give Memphis a bad rep, but it's the same. It's black people the same everywhere.
And so you're saying, though, that it's that way for men and women?
Absolutely.
The men think that it's pee in the water too?
Absolutely.
Okay, wait a minute.
Especially when you get around mid-30s, 40s, and you're beginning to date people who are divorced.
Okay.
People who have been in long-term relationships that are not out of them and looking to date again. People who are kind of seasoned.
Well, it seems like then that the water should be clear because everybody's maturing. Everybody's kind of getting past all of that.
People come with baggage.
Okay, yeah.
At this age, and people don't know how to disconnect from their past to move on in their now and their future. It becomes real cloudy. It's hard to navigate sometimes.
But I read this statement that said, you need to commit yourself to someone who's willing to handle your baggage.
Absolutely.
Because everybody's got some baggage.
So the thing is, you will run into people all the time who are willing to deal with your baggage. But the way you carry your baggage becomes the issue.
Okay, wait a minute. He just said something here. The way you carry it.
Yeah.
Okay, unpack that for me.
So, all right. So there's carry-ons and then there's luggage you got to check in.
I love it. Okay.
And so oftentimes what happens in dating is a lot of times people are carrying on what should be under the plane.
Okay, y'all think about that. Y'all tell me. Put in the comment section what you think about that. So when you say I should be putting it underneath the plane instead of carrying it on, what do you mean? Is it showing up in my day-to-day?
It's too heavy. It's too crowded. You're trying to put it in the space where it should no longer be. And so me trying to help you carry stuff that you should have put away yourself.
Okay.
Becomes interference for us moving forward, for us developing us.
Okay.
I'll take that. Might be a little deep, but
yeah. I mean, I just want y'all to process that. Right. No carry-ons, or got a certain amount. How about that? Yeah. Okay, certain pounds. All right.
And in them carry-ons, you can't even get through security if it's the wrong size.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So y'all put in the comment what you think about that. I know they hollering now. Okay. So is this why men are choosing to stay single?
Well, it's a lot to that.
Okay, we're here
It's a lot
for
to
it.
it.
We're here for
All
it.
right.
Y'all, I'm hoarse because I've been preaching. So y'all forgive me that I don't have a voice. But you
They
have a
understand.
voice.
They
So
understand.
you
I got a
talk
little bit. I
about
got a
it.
little
You talk about it.
So it's a lot to that. Number one, baggage can be an issue once you get over 35.
Okay.
But on top of that, if I be honest, women are not requiring a certain level of commitment
Now
to be with a man.
I gotta stop you there.
Mm-hmm.
Because women are saying that guys are saying that their standards are too high.
That women are saying, guys are saying that their standards are too
That
high.
the guys are complaining that all these women have all these high standards, like, your credit score, being on a 6-figure job. But you're saying the standards are low.
I'm saying as far as a man that they're committed to, like, that's good that you brought up credit score, you brought up money. Because oftentimes what happens is when some women, let me correct that, some women get with a man like that, they're not really sticklers for what he does outside of them.
Well, that's true. We're gonna go to that. But let me stay here. How old are you?
36.
Why are you 36? Now, I'm not saying that to say you can't choose to be unmarried, single.
Absolutely.
But I'm saying, why are you 36 and not married?
Well, for me, it's been a lot. I've moved around quite a bit. I've lived in 4 different cities. In a period of 7 years. I just moved back to Memphis in 2018. So I was on the go a lot, not in a stable, I'm going to be here type of situation. And I was building ministry, building my career. And so that was my focus.
So stop right there. Drive. Stop right there. Because I read in an article about the fact that one of the reasons, as you're saying, that men are remaining single is because they are focused on other things like their career and all of that. But for the woman who is 36 and her biological time clock is ticking loudly in her ear, y'all are missing each other.
So what happens is, men are not on the same time clock that women are on. Right. Biologically, physically, we're not on the same time clock because we don't have those restrictions as far as reproduction is. I'm sure you're referring to reproducing. We can marry younger and still produce. Right. Once women get to a certain age, then those functions no longer. So men have a little bit more time.
I know, but what's a girl to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's a younger man that's.
So, you're saying you are still single because for a season you were really focused on other things. But now there's that man out there, especially amongst the millennial men, who are saying, I don't want to get married, but I want a situationship. I still want, I want sex. I want her to be committed to me. I just don't want to call her a wife.
I want a companion, but I don't want to commit.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to call her a girlfriend. She's just going to be a companion.
Absolutely.
What sense does that make?
Well, it makes a lot of sense financially for most men, especially most men who have a little something to lose if he was to get a divorce. Not getting married is in favor of men who have something going for themselves most of the time, because the man is going to lose 9 times out of 10 if he have to get a divorce.
But you're already entering the marriage thinking about divorce. Why wouldn't you say, I'm winning because I'm getting the woman of my dreams, a woman I want to spend the rest of my life with?
Sometimes dreams turn to nightmares.
I mean, well, we know that. But if the prevailing thought is I'm going to lose.
Well, you have to go in the realistic part about getting married is that it's like entering into any business contract with a friend. You still going to have this contract because things can go south.
Okay, I read an article.
All right.
I anything that has to do with relationship catches my attention.
Okay.
It said, somebody said, and it may not have been an article, it may just been a statement on social media,
Okay.
that they're in favor of marriages having expiration dates.
I said it myself.
You did?
I did.
You're in favor of...
I think this is what I said on When the Right One Comes one time.
Okay.
That I think that you should have the option to renew every 5 to 7 years. That it should be like a driver's license or a tag. That after so long, you decide on if you want to renew it or not.
Okay, y'all.
Because I'm sure you've read the stats that say that people change a whole lot between 5 to 7 years.
Absolutely.
And after 5 to 7 years, that person you was once so head over heels for is no longer the same person.
Now, I had Terrell Munger on my show last week, and he talked about the fact, the physiological part of it, or the biological part, being that your dopamine decreases. It's really not that person, you don't want that person anymore, but chemically you begin to change, and you've got to know that is a hormonal thing that's happening. Yeah. Follow me? And maybe we need to start educating people, because they don't know that. You know, what they think is, I've outgrown you, or I don't want you, is really a decrease in my dopamine. So, I mean, you know, I'm going to send you that video, because you need to watch that. And maybe you can educate your guys in your age group.
I would love it.
So they know. But what do y'all think about that, Chit Chatters? Do you think marriage should have a renewal option
every 5 to 7 years?
Every 5 to 7 years. Now, let me tell you what's scary about that. As a person that's done marriage counseling forever, that is when you start having difficulty. I can tell you, based on the countless people that I've been a therapist to, did marriage counseling with. So you're going to have trouble. You're going to really feel it at 12 months. After that big win and all of that, and that destination, all that, you're going to feel it at 12 months. You're not going to come back and see me because you're too embarrassed, because whatever you're struggling with, I told you that in premarital counseling, because I'm going to always help you see the red flags. Not to say you're not meant for one another, but to say these are some things that you all really need to work on. Absolutely. But you don't, because you got a date, you got, you know, all of the plans, events, all of that.
Now, let me tell you this. I recommend to people before engagement,
I agree,
going through premarital counseling, because once you've made the commitment, once you've asked for a hand in marriage in front of all her family, you put it on Facebook, Instagram, even if premarital counseling goes terrible, you still feel obligated. Absolutely. Because you made this commitment in front of all these people to go through with it.
Right.
So I recommend going through premarital counseling even before engagement.
But I'm trying to go to your expiration idea before we get on this bandwagon. Because, so you're going to feel it at 18 months, you're going to come see me, because for the last 6 months, you tried at 12 months, last 6 months, you didn't want to see me because you didn't want to be embarrassed. You're going to come see me at 18 because you like, okay, if we don't get some help, something's going to happen. Yeah. You're going to feel that again, kicking up around year 4. It's going to start getting real intense. 5, 6, 7 is where we call the 7-year itch. Because you, from 5 to 7, you're struggling. Most couples, that's when the gloves come off. We're not saying it nicely anymore. Now we're not even, I get mad, I don't talk to you for 2 or 3 days. So if we expire, or we have an option out, most couples are going to be there.
Yeah. Thank God for it.
But that doesn't mean that does not mean you don't have the right person.
Absolutely.
Marriage goes through cycles and seasons. I know.
It's just a matter of, we looking at it now, like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth going through all of that?
That breaks my heart.
You get distracted, you get frustrated, can't focus on your jobs you need to be doing.
Is that the way y'all feel?
Your kids suffering because mom and dad ain't happy, and they trying to figure out what's going on. That's why people now subscribing to just co-parenting with somebody instead of actually being in a marriage. Because
I think that's punking out. Yeah. I really do think that's punking out, because it takes courage. It takes fortitude. It takes all of those intangibles
Absolutely.
to be married. And you just punk out because you're like, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
But on the other side of it, I can truly say that there's some value to doing life with somebody on the other side of 20 years and on the other side of 30 years.
Absolutely.
That you don't get. But that's just me, y'all know.
Absolutely. And even though I've never been married, I still think that marriage is the best thing for rebuilding our communities.
Yeah.
Economically, it's still the best thing.
Okay, look in that camera right there. Tell the people. I want to hear you say some good things about marriage.
2 is better than 1.
See?
Two is better than 1, especially in this economy. I still think marriage is the key to rebuilding, especially us, because families are so lacking. But it's been in disarray so long that it's going to take real intentionality from all of us, especially us as faith leaders.
Right.
That we ain't just talking about giving and tithes. If we we got to dive into what's causing our families to be in such disarray, what's causing people not to want to get married.
Yeah.
And begin to shift that mindset again. But for now, though.
For now.
This is
and for you.
This is where the people at. I'm just telling you where the people at.
Do you think social media has played a big part in what's gone awry with?
Oh, absolutely. Evangelist Drake. He got a saying. He says that it's hard to choose the one when everyone will come with you. And
wow, too many options.
We have access to a plethora of people every day of our life.
Wow.
And a plethora of people have access to us.
Yeah.
Every day of our lives now. And that was something back in your day that when you were freshly dating, you didn't have to worry about it. If you want to focus on just one person, you want on social media every day. Couldn't nobody hop in your inbox every day.
Right.
You can't hop in theirs every day. So the level of access that we have to people has been kind of detrimental as far as building with one person. It really has.
Yeah. And to your point, I agree with that. I think that the level of access in the arena of the access. In my day, you stop at the gas station, somebody was gonna be trying to holler at you, right?
Yeah.
But now it's so private, so it can catch you at such vulnerable times, and folk are willing to play.
Absolutely. They got vanish mode on there. You can mess somebody in secret.
Wow.
And you'll get an alert if they take a screenshot. So the conversation can be private. It's a whole lot out there.
But that is so unfortunate.
It is.
And that makes it seem so hopeless to have a monogamous. Do you believe in monogamous relationship?
Do I believe in it?
Let's see how long this pause is going to go. Do I need to take a commercial break and say, do you believe in it? Is it possible?
It's definitely impossible.
Impossible?
It's definitely impossible.
Wait a minute. Y'all hear that?
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
But is it possible for you? I mean, you're the only one on the show. I don't have nobody else to talk to.
Absolutely.
It's possible for you.
Absolutely.
What would it take? This is not even on my questions to ask, but I'm here. Let's go down this rabbit hole. What would it take for you to be monogamous?
She has to be I have to feel like that she's the one for me. Out of the things that I look for in a mate would have to be there. That's very general. Also, as far as me feeling like we can teach and learn from one another freely.
Okay.
There has to be a grace there to grow together.
Okay.
Like I don't feel like I know everything. She got to feel like she don't know everything.
True.
And we got to be willing to pull and drag and work on it together.
You got to be willing.
I am.
You saying you will? Yeah. Y'all heard it right here. Conversation with Frank Ray III said he is willing to step into a monogamous relationship. Now let me tell you why I'm also asking that. Because I don't think men, and I'm going to commercial break on this, and I'm gonna let you say something about it when we come back. But I don't think men recognize that they, even though women have a biological time clock, really so do men in one area. Not necessarily just producing children, but now men are experiencing, and Terrell Munger talked about it last week, erectile dysfunction at a very young age. And you need somebody that loves you. You better hear me now. Loves you, because what if you're not always this? What who then when she has all the options? I think we are feeling invincible right now. And the doctors are saying, no, that ain't true. Cause y'all in y'all 30s needing the blue pill. Y'all in your 30s. I mean, it's real. For real. And bring me on your show so I can talk about that.
We're going.
So I can talk about that.
We're going to do it.
Because you want somebody who, if you leave this place, if you have a car accident and you're no longer the Trey you used to be. I mean, and that doesn't have it doesn't even have to be ED. That could just be where you're just not at 100% in life. Don't you want somebody who doesn't feel like, oh, you can't do what you used to do. I got options. Just think about that. All right, listen.
I can't wait.
We've gone down some rabbit holes right here. But I am so glad that Trey is willing to go down these rabbit holes with me, because we're trying to work this thing out, because I want y'all to start dating towards marriage. We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Conversations with Linda. Listen, we are having a fascinating, hilarious sometimes conversation with Frank Ray III, better known as Trey. I call him nephew. So I left you with a question to really think and ponder over. You know, men think they're invincible. They have all of the advantages and options, right? They have any woman they want. But don't you want that woman who's, if something should happen to you, she's going to be in it with you for the long haul?
All right, so here's the conundrum with that.
Okay.
When you are a man of status or a man of power or a man with money, one of the three, women love all three. You can have one or the other or all three. It's hard to, even when you get involved with someone, it's hard to know why they're there. Until you're no longer there. Either way.
Wow. So,
like, even if I was dead broke, my name is still Frank Ray III.
Sure.
So
I get it. I get it.
So how do you? Because we're not God, we can't see that deep. How do you honestly know when someone is there just for you, just for the right reasons? How do you know?
You don't, but I'm not questioning that. I'm saying, don't you want to pursue someone that will, versus just saying, I got so many options.
Absolutely.
I don't want to choose because I got so many options.
Absolutely.
I think that's an arrogant way to look at life. Because no matter what happens, eventually time, as the Bible says, time and circumstances gonna happen to all of us.
Gonna land. I don't care how you flying, everybody gonna land.
So I think I'm saying this to you because you're at this age now where you can speak to the younger guys and the guys your age and a little bit older. And you know, I'm trying to send you out as the mouthpiece to say, hey, y'all, let's look at this on both sides, both ways.
Absolutely. And I honestly, Honestly, if you watch my shows, I honestly try to be fair.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
fair as I can, because me being in the position I'm in, I cannot be completely against marriage. But I also don't want guys to go in it being like, this is going to be the best thing that ever happened to me, without a doubt. I always want you to know that there's a caveat to that.
Absolutely. But in that life, in that life, it doesn't. I want for marriage not to be vilified.
Yeah.
I don't want marriage to be. Even if I got a divorce today, what I will still be able to say is I've had some good years, even if it don't work out now. Because people who've been married a long time can walk out of a marriage.
Yeah.
I don't want marriage to now be taken off the table.
Yeah.
Because one thing, I don't believe God intended for it to be that way. Two, I think people miss out on all of the beauty that it can bring. And settle for less. But that's just me. And maybe, I'm whatever.
Don't say old school. Don't say it.
But I come from a divorced family.
Yeah.
My dad and my mom divorced when I was 3. So I could I got brothers who have definitely womanized. 3 brothers, all of them been womanizers. So I could definitely be that girl that said, oh, no, because I know men, right? Because I was the little sister, catching all them phone calls back in the day before we had cell phones. I was catching them playing secretary. He in the room with somebody else, and I'm telling her, making up a lie for him.
Yeah.
So I've seen all of that.
Yeah.
But I refused to allow it to compromise my thinking about marriage. Right.
And it is a big discouragement there, because those of us who are not married, that are single, especially around this age, we see, even from a man just trying to date a woman perspective, we see how women are not as committed to their marriages
right
in today as they used to be. Like it used to be abnormal for a woman to be stepping out like that.
Absolutely.
At least we didn't see it.
Yeah.
But now you have the same games that men used to play back in the day. We separated, or we live together, but we ain't getting along. We sleep in separate bedrooms.
You are so right.
So
as a matter of fact, we did an experiment based on a pre-chat, because what we're finding is men are hollering at women who have, and vice versa, wedding rings on. It's more often than not. Yeah. And so we did an experiment. We had a couple of our folk put on wedding bands who were not married. And they said they got so much attention.
Yep.
So what's wrong with you?
It's like you become more attractive when you know, when they know you got somebody.
Yeah.
You become more attractive.
And they tell me it's because they feel like you have more to lose. So you won't, go off the script. So,
but that's been a key thing for single women for years, who didn't want the commitment but wanted the companionship.
Right.
They would go after married men.
Yep.
Because they felt like, okay, he can't bother me at a certain time, but I still get all the benefits.
What I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
So to your point about being single and it just being less stressful, I saw this acronym for single. Stress is now gone. Life's easier. I thought that was funny. Stress is now gone. SINGLE. Stress.
That's funny.
Life's easier. I don't know. Because I am hearing women even say, oh no, I'm enjoying this single thing. I can go home, close my door. I don't have responsibility. All that. So yeah, it's happening both ways.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you some things about dating.
Okay.
Why do you think women are so aggressive in dating? Because I've heard the guys talk about, I got a brother that's 62.
Okay.
And he's saying how aggressive women are at his age.
Yeah.
What's going on? Are women aggressive around you?
Absolutely.
What does aggression look like?
The inboxes, DMs.
That's a demon right there.
Pictures, videos.
Wow.
I ain't gonna tell you what's on the pictures and videos.
Yeah.
But But yeah, I don't know the why behind it. I guess it's just the nature of the time and culture that we're in. Women
Uh-huh.
feel the need to be. You even see it in corporate America, like
Mhm.
women who are in certain positions.
Uh-huh.
Police is the perfect example.
Uh-huh.
You have men who are police that they only get aggressive as needed.
Okay.
But a woman police typically is oftentimes more aggressive because I guess she's trying to fit in and assert
Okay.
her dominance in a male dominated culture.
Okay.
And so I can see dating as the same thing for women.
Uh-huh.
Like it has been dominated by men so long, and women are now in this mode of
That's a good
anything a man can
perspective.
do, I can do.
Okay. Okay.
They do it,
Uh-huh.
we can
Uh-huh.
do it.
Okay.
And so
Is that a turn off to you?
it depends on how it's done.
Okay.
If I feel like I'm the exception,
Okay.
then it's a turn on. But if I feel like this is your norm, it's a turn off for me.
Okay, y'all hear that? That's a little FYI,
Yeah.
little tip. If you feel like it's the exception,
Yeah.
that's flattering.
Yeah.
But if it feels like that's just your game,
Yeah.
it's a turn off.
Absolutely.
What question should a woman not ask on a first date?
On a first date. Probably how much money you make.
Oh, okay. Shouldn't ask that.
I don't think so.
Okay. Would you be opposed to a woman talking to you about previous relationships on a first date?
Talk to me about hers or ask me about mine?
No, talk to me about hers.
It depends on the angle she's coming from. If it's
Okay.
the angle of my ex used to do this or my ex used to do that, or coming from the angle of like this is where I messed up at or where I got it wrong at. Because men are used to hearing what their ex did wrong. Everybody I can say what my exes did wrong, but I think a sign of real growth and maturity is a woman or man looking at it from the perspective of these are the things that I could have done better in past relationships. So those are some key conversations that I look for. Like, are you a person that takes responsibility and acceptance for your part in a failed relationship rather than always pointing blame?
Okay. Do you do that? Do you do that well? Do you take responsibility, ownership?
Absolutely. Like I'm not ashamed to say that I've lacked patience.
Okay.
I've lacked grace in past relationships. That I could have been a little bit more patient. I could have had a little bit more grace. I could have been a little bit more understanding.
So do you think that's what they're saying about you? If I would go back to your previous girlfriends, what would they say?
Probably when he's with you, but he has a tendency to disconnect. Like, you know how preachers can be. It's just a preacher thing.
And why is that?
And so, like, if I get in certain seasons where I got a lot going on, I would like literally just disconnect. Like, I can't focus on none but this at the time.
Okay. And
so that's a flaw that I have.
Okay. So good, you know it.
Yeah.
What are you doing to work on it?
So I'm trying to learn balance better in the overall scope of life. So I think that'll help me moving forward. Because I do a lot. I'm on the radio Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have 3 services on Sunday. 7 a.m., 9:30, 11:30. That's not mentioning funerals during the week, hospital visits during the week. I'm in class on Monday nights.
Wow.
Bible study on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
So I got a lot going on just in my.
So a woman that was dating you, she needs to understand all of that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I have to work on being fair.
Okay.
Because my past mentality has been, this will come with me.
Okay.
You better get with it or get out the train. This is what it is. But I moving forward, I have to be more intentional on the balance piece. Like, okay, baby, this is how it is, but I'm gonna try to do better in making time for you here. Okay. This is what we can do together. I need this time apart so I can study stuff like that. I have to be more intentional on my communication.
So that's the deficit. What do you bring to the table? Because see, somebody may be watching now and she is like, okay, he's grown. Let me,
Well,
What do you bring to the table that you say, yeah, I'm that?
I'm humorous. Everybody love to laugh.
Okay.
I've seen fine men get broken up with, but you hardly ever see the funny man getting broken up with because people love to laugh.
Absolutely.
And so we're gonna always have fun. If it's just me and you at the house, we're gonna have fun. And so I'm not all on one side of the God thing. I'm not holy all the time.
Okay.
I have a good balanced life.
Okay.
We could be listening to Tamala Man, but then I'm gonna put on some Money Bag Yo throughout the week.
You
know, so I'm a good balanced person. I'm a protector. I know how to be a family guy.
Okay.
I have a daughter that's 5.
Okay.
And so I love children.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you this because I think it's really important that we get back to even feeling like we need to bring something to the table. And I'm not talking about credit reports and all that.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying I think we all need to begin to remember that there is something that's in us that God has put in us to serve others, minister to others. And I know I'm saying that I'm saying it real churchy.
Yeah.
But to know what we bring to the relationship, to not just be there to take.
Consumers.
Yeah. What you gonna do for me? Yeah. What do you bring for? No, I need to know what I bring to the table to offer in a relationship. So yeah, I'm trying to again. I feel like if you embrace all of this, then you're gonna go out and spread it. And I'm trying to change I'm trying to take the pee out of the water in Memphis. At least I may not be able to get the world. But if we can change the
it's a tall thing, but it can be done.
If we can bring some more alkalinity to the water in Memphis, maybe. And I believe that there are influencers in every culture, in every setting, and you are an influencer. Guys are going to listen to you and say, oh, this is how you ought to be, or this is what's popular, this is what's cool, this is what's trending. And so I think that if we take responsibility for that, then we really can affect culture in a positive way.
Absolutely.
And that means you're sending everybody to marriage, but if we are balanced. I think even you saying, I'm holy, but I'm balanced. I think that even helps because people often feel like they got to choose. I've just got to be over here and listen to only gospel music. Or if I like a little bit of this, that means I'm not saved. So we can do something with this culture that
I believe it. I receive it.
Do you think that women, and we started talking about this, but this high standard, should she know your credit score? Should she?
I definitely think at a certain point.
Okay.
At a certain point, once you two get to the point where you have agreed to be in a monogamous relationship, you are agreeing that you are moving towards building stuff together, then your credit score is absolutely a must know.
Okay.
That's where I am on that. But not beforehand, because it's irrelevant to you. If y'all ain't talking about buying nothing together, if y'all ain't talking about building nothing together, then your credit score is irrelevant to her at the time.
But what about, we went through this season, especially in church, where we were, women were hearing, you need to know what direction he's going in, when you first start dating, because if he doesn't have it together. So a lot of women went out on those dates saying, okay, I'm interested in marriage. And the guy is feeling like, okay, wait a minute, this first date. So should she be doing that? Is that a turnoff? Is that gonna make you run?
The first date or two, that's kind of, it wouldn't be a turnoff for me because at least I know what she's aiming at. But I do think a woman needs to know the direction she wants to go, so she know where she don't want to be led to.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
But is that going to be a turnoff for a guy when she starts in that conversation about, I'm dating with a purpose?
In the first date or two,
Okay.
I would say maybe hold off on that. Because
Okay.
obviously, I mean, you're there for a purpose. But once you get past the first date or two, I think that's okay.
That's okay.
Dive into for sure.
Okay, so speaking of dating,
Okay.
Recently saw a post where a guy asked a young lady out on a date, but he requested that they go Dutch on the first date.
Okay, I saw that too.
Okay, what are your thoughts on that?
Me being the traditional mindset of a man that I am, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
But I understand the concept. The concept is both of us don't know if we really like each other or not. You don't know if you really feeling me. I don't know if I'm really feeling you. Okay. I'm interested in how you look, and I want to see if it's more than that.
Okay.
So let's link up. That's right. Let's link up and have coffee or drinks.
Okay.
Nothing official. We just meeting up to see if we like one another.
But then I'm not out of anything financially for you, right? Because I may not even be interested.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. So I get the.
I wouldn't do it. Are y'all cool with that? I don't know. Now, it's been a long time. Yeah. I mean, like a really long time back when they had dinosaurs and stuff, but not really. Yeah. Certainly before cell phones. I dated before we had cell phones. Yeah. You had to go to go in the house and call somebody. Yeah. I don't know that I would have been all right with that. Yeah. That just seems, but then, dating is just different. It
is different. And I think it's levels. I think it's levels to it. Okay. Like, I think if a woman finds a man interesting and he say, let's link up, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Okay. I don't think you have to be the one that's like, nah, if you ain't taking me on no date, if you ain't picking me up.
Yeah. Okay. We old school. Yeah. I mean, that's one thing to just meet somebody and just casually talking to them. But if it's an official date, then I don't know.
Yeah. And then what's crazy is you have women now who will be like, now we need to have a couple of conversations before we go on a date.
Yeah. It's
like, what sense does that make? Like, what is the date for?
Well, I agree with that. But now I think that seems so official. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Are you opposed to online dating? Would you go online?
No,
I mean, I'm not saying you have to.
I guess you're talking about the intentional online dating like Tinder or
I am.
Not really, because I feel like Facebook and Instagram is where a lot of people meet.
There are a lot of people.
That's online. That dates come out of. Just like somewhere like Tinder or what's the other, Match.com or
Black people something.
Some Black people meet or something like that. Is very focused on but I don't see nothing wrong with
it. I don't either. I think that now everybody's so isolated that you really don't meet people like you used to meet. Absolutely. People.
Because we're not even sociable like we used to.
Right.
You go in the grocery store, people ain't talking. Right. You can walk around the neighborhood, kids at the bus stop on their phone, they ain't talking to each other.
Absolutely. So that's why I don't think it's anything wrong with people going online. Yeah. And then I don't think guys are as open to, maybe because they don't have to approaching women like
that's
they
used to. That's very true.
Yeah,
even if you go to one of my friends owns the Weekend, if you go in there, people are not just rolling up on women like they used to. Everybody normally with who they came with. Right. It's just a weird social space we're in. Even at church.
That's true. I agree. And I don't know what has happened to us. Yeah. So you said something a little earlier that made me think about this question I had. I was going to save this till later. Okay. But it said most men are single because the character, I saw this somewhere on social media, because the character of the woman they want is not in the body shape of the woman they admire. Okay. What about that? Is that true?
So I heard, I can't remember what podcast it was, where a man said that men will go down in attraction to go up in cooperation, which suggests that the woman you need does not come packaged as the woman you want. I struggle with it
Okay.
because if it's a God thing, marriage is got to be a God thing.
Yeah.
That's the only way
Yeah.
you can be married. If it's a God thing, then God knows what I want. He knows what I need. Is God not able to give me what I want and what I need in the same package? Is that what we're saying?
What do y'all think? Just let me know. Tell me, in the comments section, would you go down in appearance or attraction, physical attraction, to go up and have all of the other qualities?
Because they say all the time, men are more visual than women.
Right.
That women don't really care how he looks.
Mm-hmm.
They just look for certain things in his character, his traits, his money, possessions, and stuff like that. It really don't matter how he look. But men are very visual.
I think women start out very visual in the sense of, and what I mean by that is a woman has in mind what she likes, what physical features she's attracted to. I think that one, over time she goes down, but two, as she gets to know a guy, it's not as important because usually she can see beyond that, and usually there are some things that she feels like if she clean him up, she's okay.
Absolutely.
But women do talk about features that they prefer in a guy. Yeah. So I don't know.
9 times out of 10, what I've seen happen though, if a man is not with who he's necessarily attracted to, he's not as
that eye gonna roam.
Yeah, he's not as committed to her as.
But come on now, Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, and so even when you're the most attractive,
but we're talking about a billionaire.
I know, but I'm saying for women, it's and recently we had the Neil Long, all of that stuff. Women, these women are what society calls beautiful.
Absolutely.
And they still get cheated on. So it's like, how do you look any better to secure a relationship? I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all let me know. Because they're billionaires, but everyday guys that's broke are still cheap.
Absolutely.
And they got attractive women. You wondering what? And they don't even be that attractive. That's what gets me.
Yeah.
It's like, you did that, but you messed up this for that.
Yeah.
Oh, child, you lost your head for a piece of tail. Okay, come on. We're going to go to break, and we'll be right back. I'm talking to Trey. All right, welcome back to Conversations with Linda. I am having a great conversation with who I call nephew. You know him as Frank Ray III, Trey. He's telling us about how it is out here and what we can do to make this dating culture better. I think that's where we're going.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where we're
So, what's a red flag to you in dating?
Surface level or mental wise.
Either one.
Anybody who smokes cigarettes.
Okay, non-smoke. People still smoking, aren't they?
Smoke cigarette. I can't do cigarette smoke. Mentally, a woman who is unwilling to adapt or adjust. Okay. Meaning, like, say for instance, I'm a Christian. She's a Muslim.
Okay.
For whatever reason, I would be talking to somebody who's not of the same religion. Someone who's not willing to, like, if she says something like, well, I can't come to church because
gotcha.
That would be a red flag for me.
And I'm glad you said that, because you do know that a lot of I say that to a lot of women who say, well, he's spiritual. He go to church sometime. I think that spirituality is important.
Absolutely. And
you should be with somebody that is comparable to you, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I think also that it's not fair to know that there is a huge difference. Go along in the relationship, get all serious, even marry them,
Yeah.
and then you think they should change.
Then you want them to change after
Right.
marriage. Now you knew this going in.
Right.
They didn't show you no signs before now
Right.
that they were willing to adjust.
Absolutely.
Now you mad.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen the opposite too, Auntie.
What's that?
I've seen men put up a front.
That's true.
Where the woman, no, he ain't studying no church, but he come to church because he trying to get somewhere.
Right, right.
Now,
That's
once
true.
he
That's
got
true.
where he wanted to get,
Right.
he reverts back to who he really is.
Watch the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about you in a serious, you said no smoker. What's a non-negotiable for you in marriage? Like if you said, I had one person say, I can't marry a nasty woman.
Yeah.
What's some of your non-negotiables?
It's definitely non-negotiable. A woman who don't keep a clean house.
What does that mean to you that she don't keep a clean house? Okay, so tell me some more non-negotiables. And wait a minute, let me stop right here and say this, because I'm glad I did say, what does that mean to you? Because I don't believe that a lot of single women know that is important to a man. I don't think they know that. You know, when I was growing up as a young lady, at least my mama did. Yeah. You know, it was the ideal was you learn to keep house because a man wants to come home to a clean house, or he wants a clean woman.
Yeah. So the mentality has shifted there again, because a lot of women feel like you got hands just like they got hands.
Yeah.
So they don't feel like it's necessary to be able to do certain things like cook.
Is that important to you that she?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love to eat. Food is one of my names. So I love to eat. She got to be able to. If she cannot cook, she has to have a willingness to learn. Okay. Willingness to learn. She ain't got to be my grandma. Or my mom.
Yeah.
But she has to have at least a willingness. Or a desire, because she knows there's something I desire. Right. Again, that willingness to adjust. She might not cook at all, but once she's with me and she know that there's something I want, I desire, she has a willingness to adjust. To where I am. So yes, a clean house, got to have a clean house. That means dishes shouldn't be in the sink for 2-3 days. I understand a busy day.
Yeah.
Your restroom should be clean. Yeah.
And you are saying that you will participate in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because we do, 36 years, we both clean. I mean, we do all of that. But I knew going in that was just something that was important.
And see, this may be messed up because of how I was raised, but my mother had a different standard of cleaning than myself. Growing up, she would say stuff like, clean it how I would clean it.
Right.
When you get mad,
I know,
clean it up how I clean it. So that's embedded in me that a woman has a standard of clean that she just lives by. Yeah. And I can't get away from it. So this definitely real.
All right, ladies, let's work on the cleaning. Let's just work on the cleaning. I think that again, let me make sure I say, because folk will be coming for me, and then I'll be going after them. Right? Don't do that. Not saying that the man should not participate. Absolutely. Right? Not saying it's the woman's job per se. But to know that that's an attractive feature. Absolutely. For being clean. So, you step out the door and you got all of the your face beat and all of, the designer clothes on, and you nasty at home.
I was talking to this one girl one time. She watched so many makeup tutorials. And one day I was just like, are you going to watch a cooking tutorial? You worry about this makeup.
Right.
Can you get in there and beat some pancakes? Some eggs.
I love it.
What's up? Like, what we doing?
That is so good. Now you've opened the door. Tell me about some funny things that have happened to you from dating. What's the worst date you've ever been on?
You know what? I haven't had too many bad dates. I've I've just had some women that I went out with where I was just like bored to death.
Really?
Yeah, like any woman who just wants to talk and never asks you any questions. She just want to talk about herself, her ex, what she going through,
Gotcha,
and never shows any mutual interest about your life as well.
Sure,
that's a turnoff for me.
Okay,
it's a turnoff for me. So I've been in some situations like that where I'm like, I'm just ready to go.
Wow,
and I never. She'd be wondering what happened after. I just wasn't feeling you.
Do you tell her?
No, I ghost.
You ghost.
I
wow.
Ghost.
Why not? Why won't you just say,
on the first couple of dates, I really don't feel like you're obligated to give explanations if it don't go well.
Okay. All right.
Like we haven't got to that place. For me, we haven't got to that place where I feel like we've developed enough care for one another to explain certain things. It just is what it is.
Yeah, just drift on. What has been the funniest thing that has ever happened?
You're making me think. I have to go back a while.
You had to go.
Go
back through the catalog. Go through the catalog.
Yeah, I have to go back to know the funniest thing. Dang, what's the funniest thing that ever happened to me?
What's the weirdest thing?
Probably this lady's ex-husband showed up with his current girlfriend.
Wow.
And they had broke up because of infidelity.
Ooh.
And they were sitting right across from us.
Ooh.
That was the weirdest space to be in. Because she was you could tell
the tension was there.
Yeah, it made her feel some type of way. He was weird even when he came in.
Wow.
And it was just a space like, I don't know if I want to be here right now.
Wow. Have you ever dated a married woman?
No. Not like no. Separated.
Okay, separated.
I have.
Okay.
Separate, like officially separated.
Officially separated. Okay.
But no, not.
Okay. Now, can you go back and think of the funniest date you've ever been on?
I really can't. I think I sound bad for saying it was funny, but
right. She made me watch it.
Yeah.
Have you had your heart broken?
Absolutely. Yeah. In my early 20s.
Really?
I think my heart was broken. It was something like that. If it wasn't broken, it was tearing apart.
It was tearing apart.
Yeah, in my early 20s, I thought I was really in love with somebody.
Oh.
And she moved out of state to go to grad school.
Okay.
And we it was just down here from then.
So did that affect you?
And then like a year after we like officially broke up, she was engaged.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That was in my early 20s though.
So did that change you?
For about 5 years, I would say I wouldn't even consider getting serious.
Wow. Yeah, your heart was broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got in this space was like, women ain't this, women ain't that. But we were both young,
Yeah.
And then I feel like she lied.
Oh, wow.
About the space.
Okay.
That it wasn't just for studies, but it was actually somebody else, even though she never admitted to that. But yeah.
So you are 36.
6.
Do you think you'll be married by the time you're 40?
Prayerfully.
I mean, do I need to find Mrs. Trey?
Prayerfully by 40. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to help you find Mrs. Trey?
I don't know, Auntie.
Okay, and what's your age range? How young can she be? How much older can she be?
Well, so I desire more children.
Okay.
So that's the thing. But as far as age, I'm really not stuck on age.
Okay.
Long as like I said, the desire, willingness to grow together is there.
Okay.
But more children is a stickler for me.
Okay. What should she know is your weirdest, quirkiest habit?
I still play video games.
Do you really?
Yes.
Along with a lot of men. I'm
I
glad
still play video games.
my husband. But yeah, I hear women say that
Mhm.
that men
I
are
still,
still okay. That's
and I'm talking about like I get on at 11 at night and be on to like 3 in the morning.
really
That's for me. That's my release. That's
Okay.
my relaxation.
okay.
And I just get in the
And
zone.
you came through that era though where video games
Absolutely.
were really important. So I get that.
Absolutely.
Okay, I gotta ask you this. This is one of my funny questions.
Okay.
What do you have against baby hair?
What
is up with that?
So
okay, let me tell y'all. If you look at his social media page, he is always coming for women with wigs and baby hair. What is that?
So unnecessary. Like I don't get it. Where did this come from?
Well, you know. Well, first of all, black women. You trying to do something with that hair? Your perm is grown
you
off.
Ain't got no baby hair. Like I done seen somebody with your style with baby hair.
Yeah, you're trying to be, but they're trying to be well groomed.
I don't like it.
You don't like it.
I don't like
Do you like for women to wear wigs? Because you know that's a thing too.
I mean, you have to accept it
Uh-huh.
in 2022. You know, it used to be a prideful thing. Women didn't want you to know they had no wig on.
Right. Now they
if
don't
you
care
knew
if
they had
show.
a wig on. That was embarrassing.
They don't care if the
but
lace
now
is showing.
it's the thing. The lace be showing. It just bothers me to be sitting across from you and I'm looking at this lace front. I'm trying to eat this medium rare steak and I got to look up and see your lace front. It just do something to me.
Well, again, just remember I told you this. I think the women with the baby hair are trying to be well groomed.
Okay.
Right. Okay, let me ask you this.
All right.
Talked about bodies and we're wrapping up, but we talked about, woman being attractive. A lot of girls are having the BBLs and all of the cosmetic surgery. I mean, real young too.
Yep.
And guys are saying, I don't like all of that fake stuff and all that, but they still turning heads.
Yeah. So I said, I can't remember who said it, but he was like, the girl you'll bag and the girl you'll commit to are two different standards.
Okay.
There's a woman who is just simply attractive.
Okay.
And you want to see what that's like.
Okay. All right. And
then there's a woman that you would actually consider being with.
So just because she's turning your head,
that don't mean
nothing.
You just want to see what it's like, and you're gonna go on about your business if you do or if you don't.
Okay.
Because that most men, when it comes to being with that kind of woman, can't really handle it. Because everywhere you go, it's the center of attention.
Absolutely.
You get, I don't care how secure you are, you get insecure.
Absolutely.
When you see she know this guy, that guy, this guy know her, that guy know her.
You're right.
It's levels to it. It's levels to it.
All right, y'all. Listen, we're out of time. We're never out of conversation. We are. Oh, but I had like 10 more questions to ask you because, one, I love that you keep it real. Frankly speaking, tell them where they can follow you on social media.
So, of course, you can follow me on Facebook, Frank Ray 3 capital I's for the third. On Facebook, on Instagram, you can follow me at Frank Ray the number 3. And then you can subscribe to my YouTube, Frank Ray 3 capital I's for the third on my YouTube channel. And coming up in the next couple of weeks, I'll be starting season 4 of Frankly Speaking, and you're absolutely going to want to tune in. This season is going to be absolutely dynamic. And then I'm on the radio Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on WABN The Trend. That's FM 104.1 AM 1240.
You don't have time for a woman.
That's true. I'm busy, y'all.
You are busy. As I was saying, listen, I always got something to talk about, but I run out of time. But I want you all to tune in every Sunday here at 7 p.m. for Conversations with Linda. The pre-chat is at 6:30. That's where we just kind of talk about what's going on lately. But we look forward to sharing with you every Sunday. Y'all have a good week. And hey, try to make this water in the dating pool, make it cleaner. All right? God bless you.